our studio in Newport Beach, California. Welcome to another edition of the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sometimes scattered, but always edgy. We're an authentic take on sports talk. Rated R. Chab Dog brings you Eric, the well-read, Frank, the tank, Brian from Sports Rock, and special guests. We're here to talk sports. We're here to rant and vent. We're here to take it up another notch. Now here's your host, Chab Dog.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. This is the no holds barred or censored show, and we're going to be focusing on the NFL playoffs. It's brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional business legal needs and estate planning, and by Chab Dog Sports Blog for your head of your sports headlines and biting sports commentary. Check that out at Facebook. Type in Chab Dog. You'll find us at chabdog.com and also on the Chab Dog Sports Primetime page on Facebook as well. I'm joined here to start the show off with my co-host Eric Sauve. How are you doing, Eric?
Hey, Chab Dog.
Yes, it's a wonderful January day, starting the year out right. And you had a big day a few days ago. Thankfully, it all went off without a hitch. I'm just wishing you some congratulations to you and your bride, and I guess you're hoping for a nice present next week with the first round, the first game the Chiefs play next week. So, were you in Beverly Hills? Where'd you get married?
Yes, we got married at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel there at the corner of Rodeo Drive and Wilshire Boulevard.
Ah, okay.
The famous hotel. Remember that one from Pretty Woman?
Uh-huh.
Pretty Woman.
That's a nice place. I haven't been there in a long time. And I guess you couldn't go out on the town and celebrate really because there's nothing open, right?
No, nothing was open, so we just enjoyed. The hotel had about a 10% occupancy, so we enjoyed a fat suite. Up on the 11th floor with a city view, so over to looking to the left was downtown Los Angeles, to the right was downtown Century City.
Yeah, the real VIP treatment.
12th floor, yeah, 12th floor. Yeah, we got great, nice fat suite with double balcony, and it was just hotel was empty, but that was actually better. We could move around, didn't see anybody.
Lots of room service.
Lots of room service, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting how they can even stay open given the occupancy rates.
Yeah,
I don't know how long that can last.
Those poor people. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they all live on tips, and I couldn't keep them all alive. We tried our best.
Yeah. Well,
so today's show.
So we've got a big weekend of football, and yesterday was interesting. Did you watch the games yesterday?
Of course.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I saw a lot of the Indy Buffalo games kind of out of the corner of my eye because I was doing some work, but God, Indy was moving the ball. They were gobbling up yards. They just didn't score enough touchdowns.
Yeah, the clock, they did everything right except, the wrong side of the scoreboard, and that's Phillip Rivers. So, what do you expect? Typical Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, I don't blame him for everything. I mean, the coach passed up a few field goals. He tried for 2 when he didn't need to, and so they could have had more points on the board there. I was a little surprised by that.
No, woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can look. Frank Reich and the team, they played as best they could. Buffalo just come out the other side. That's how it goes. Sometimes it just works that way. I mean, I won't take anything away from them. But yeah, it's great. But if they're going to play like that, hell, I can't wait to play Buffalo. I can't wait to play either of those teams from a Chiefs point of view. Chiefs kill these guys.
Didn't look like Buffalo has the stuff to stop the Chiefs' offense. It just didn't look like that to me.
No.
And Buffalo, they've had some good wins this year, but they lost to the Chiefs. I remember the Chiefs went in there and won in Buffalo, and then they got blown out by the Titans at home as well. So people are really jumping on that bandwagon, but I think it's too soon. And then, of course, we had the Rams pull off the mini upset on Seattle. That was a gritty performance. The Rams' defense is pretty darn good. They're carrying that team right now.
Yeah, is it the Rams' defense, or is just Seattle just doesn't have an A game to bring anymore? I think the Rams.
Yeah, that's part of it. It could be part of it. Russell Wilson. He too often it seems like he waits till the last minute to really get the urgency up, and you can't play that game in the playoffs and get away with it consistently. And I mean, they didn't seem to have the spark for most of that game. I don't understand it. I mean, how do you show up at a playoff game kind of flat? They were flat.
Well, Wilson just didn't have the tools, but we've got Brian Keller on here from Sports Rock joining us. Brian, I know you were watching that game yesterday. What was your take on how flat the Rams were, or how flat Seattle was?
I mean,
both of them.
Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, well, Brandon got that lack of urgency, that lack of I don't know. He does that sometimes. If you watched him during the season, He was going back and forth from incredible to it's crazy.
Right.
So, although I will say this, that I mean, if I had any idea that Goff was going to play, I would have changed my pick.
Yeah, that's the thing. I said I took the Seahawks because I figured Goff wasn't playing, and he showed up and did his job when he had to, even with that thumb.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessarily spectacular, but that made a big difference. Certainly, I'm sure. Defense is something else, though. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, Aaron Donald is the man. That's one Donald that had a really good year.
One Donald had a good year. Yes.
But he did get a rib injury or something. I hope it's not serious.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, so obviously he looks like he's a little hurt, and another guy was hurt. Well, their backup quarterback, obviously.
Yeah, Wofford.
Wolford. Goff's still hurting. So
you see that stinger?
They're going to have to. Yeah, they're going to have to go to Green Bay, I guess, assuming New Orleans takes care of the Bears, which to me is a foregone conclusion.
Hey, nothing's a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically got all the favorites today, although I'm sure the odds are there's going to be an upset somewhere. Although I don't know if you could consider the Titans truly an upset if they do it.
Well, it's 3 points. 3 points is 3 points.
3.5 point dogs at home against the Ravens. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, That's the one game to watch. Although I picked the Ravens.
You did?
Yeah.
I changed my vote. I started off with the Ravens, and I had a change of heart.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
you like Ryan Tannehill now? You're a big fan of Ryan Tannehill? You have his poster hanging up in your bedroom, and you dream of lying on a beach with him? Really?
That's taking it a little far, but I actually am more of a big fan of Derrick Henry's.
Oh, Derrick Henry. Yeah, he's pretty good. But, last time I checked, Baltimore has pretty good run defense. I don't think Derrick Henry's going to rip him for too many yards. He's not going to get – you think he'll get 100 yards today?
He did it – they did it last year, but,
Wait,
it does kind of come and go.
Last year, the Titans beat the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Henry had like 185 or something.
Yeah, he stiff-armed his way to a nice big fat gain.
Ravens might have been overconfident, perhaps.
Well, last year the story was all about the Ravens quarterback not showing up, that he just couldn't play he choked in the big game. So do you think the Ravens are going to choke, the offense is going to choke in the big game again 2 years in a row?
No, that's why I stick with the Ravens. I think they'll get their revenge this time.
Lamar Jackson, yeah, it's like Jackson. Jackson's a great regular season quarterback, but just disappears in the playoffs. At least that's the rap. So last year it was his first time, so he can't come back. If he comes back and does it again, lays an egg, then it's over. Like, you might as well get rid of him as a quarterback, trade him. But so he's got to shine, and let's see. If he doesn't shine, they're screwed. If he does shine, they're going to crush Tennessee. And poor Ryan Tannehill, Benny Hill, and poor Chab Dog, they'll be crying together on the beach. With Frank.
Get it all figured out, Eric. I guess we'll have to.
I do have to say, I watched all the games. I was kind of back and forth on the first two. But boy, that game last night just had me riveted.
Well, yeah, you as a former Redskin fan.
Oh yeah, the Tom Brady game, that was closer than a lot of people thought.
Yeah, and that kid came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
quarterback.
Heineken.
Yeah, Heineken.
Yeah, Heineke. Yeah, we like his mufflers. Meineke was pretty good at quarterback last night. Alex Smith, of course, is completely. He wasn't even dressed.
No, his calf is not ready.
It just comes back to Brady's just too much for most teams. That was a really gutsy.
Yeah, but when he has Antonio Brown, it kind of helps a little bit. I mean, that's a scary combination still.
But they really forced him to kick 3 field goals in the red zone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was disappointed Chase Young didn't taste more red blood, though. I was really expecting Chase Young for a breakout game. Either he wasn't able to deliver or the defensive scheme wasn't able to put him in the right position, because he never once got a taste of Brady.
The defense did give up a lot of yards.
Yeah.
And one of the commentators was making a point about that they weren't really playing up to what they had been during the season. But again, you got Tom Brady is a different planet,
Yeah, he looked good. He looked real good yesterday. I was critical of him for a while because he wasn't throwing deep, but now he's going to Antonio Brown. He can still do it. I mean, he's not as mobile. He's not quite as good, but he's still damn
Gronkowski, the way they play too, Gronkowski was kind of a non-factor except his blocking. He was going to that other tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of weapons at receiver, and then they have Gronk, and then they have Fournette. I think, and then their defense looked pretty well orchestrated with the guy that's running the defense is I forgot his name. Todd, is it Todd Bowles? He uses the blitz very well. But they're going to have to probably get through New Orleans, which is that right? Will they have to play New Orleans?
Well,
they're going to have.
They beat the Rams. If they have to play the Rams, they'll beat the Rams. If they have to play either Chicago or New Orleans, they should be able to knock one of those two out. And if they have to play, well, they're not going to beat Rodgers and Green Bay, so that takes care of that.
Yeah, but you know what happened when they played New Orleans this year? They lost both times. Didn't look good.
Yeah, but 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that was another point. Could New Orleans beat them 3 times? Well, of course they could, but the odds aren't in that favor.
You're absolutely right, Brian. It's just not how the football gods.
I mean,
the planets don't move that way.
Because if New Orleans beats Chicago, after they beat Chicago, they're probably going to be favored in that game.
That's the joke.
Yeah, well, the Saints would be at home, so yeah.
Hey, Chicago could beat them. They could win today. Didn't they
Yeah,
play overtime?
Chicago really could.
Didn't these two teams play to overtime earlier this season? Didn't they play to an overtime game? Hello? Yeah. It was close. I can't remember who won, but I know they went to overtime.
Chicago beat the Bucks, didn't they?
Chicago beat a lot of teams.
So.
I think they beat the Bucks at home.
Mm-hmm.
What did the Bears do? The Bears. I don't know. It doesn't show their previous schedule here.
Why don't we listen to some Frank Reich while I look that up?
It's playoff football.
Oh, here they are. Yeah, they started off really strong in the season, and then
5-0.
Halftime.
Packers
how much
killed
fun
them
this
twice.
was. And we talked coming into the game about the importance of red zone, and we didn't get it done on offense in red zone. 2 of 5. It's not good enough. So a few too many self-inflicted wounds here and there. But you're going up against a good football team, and so hats off to them. They played a good game, but at the end of the day, what I said to the guys in there, I'm awfully proud of our team. We really, I thought we played I thought our players played well. They played hard. Just lost a tough game to a good football team in playoff football. So I'll open it up to there.
All right, Greg Doyle, you want to start us off?
That's Frank Reich.
Sure.
That's Frank Reich, yeah. So in Week 8, gentlemen, on November 1st, way back on November 1st, the Saints and the Bears played in overtime. The Saints won 26-23. They kicked a desperation field goal. So there you go. And you're telling me that the Saints are going to blow the Bears out today. Okay.
I didn't say it would be a blow.
Chab Dog did.
You have.
One we can say call it up.
I don't know. I'd like to make a bet on that.
It's possible, too. I mean, that's very possible.
I'm not sure what you want to put up, but
holy dog shit!
We could bet like a dinner or something.
What was the? Oh yeah, the other game today. I initially said Browns, but I had a change of heart.
Oh, another change of heart for you.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
You're going to save yourself by
covering your. Well, something happened. Somebody's out for Cleveland, aren't they?
Yeah, like the head coach.
Oh.
They're missing players. They're missing a coach. That's going to hurt. They didn't get to practice together until, they had to do Zoom all week until yesterday was the first day they had a real practice. Yeah, I'm not sure Cleveland's got a chance in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't been able to practice because of the COVID stuff?
Correct.
Oh, poor Cleveland.
Yeah. They've all
but
got
of course,
Mm.
you got to keep in mind the Steelers have a habit of breaking your heart sometimes.
Yeah, don't they?
Yeah.
But the Steelers better take it seriously. That's all I can say. If they start flat like they did in that Bengals game, that will be fatal.
Wouldn't that be funny?
I mean, I won't ever see again.
Like if Ben
you guys
starts
talk
getting...
about the Bills.
Oh, the Bills. Not yet.
Sorry. Because, Colts gave them all they could ask for. It was kind of predictable that the Colts, as usual, are in the game for the first half and kind of slipped there for a while and then just can't quite finish it up.
Well, it's just the Bills left the door open. The Bills had them. I mean, it's like, midway through the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, the Bills score. They go up by 2 scores. Think, hey, this is over. And then the Bills don't do anything. They just sit on the ball. They go 3 and out, and they let the Colts back into the game. So Buffalo's not reliable.
Yeah, that's what I took away from that. The Bills all of a sudden can't go very far playing like that.
Chab Dog, we have a new guest on the show.
Okay, who's the caller?
This is the great wonder, Trey.
Trey.
Oh, thank you for calling in, Trayvon. Trey, how'd you do yesterday? Did you go out on a limb on any of these games?
Man, I didn't have such a good day yesterday. I went 1-2.
Oh,
yeah, I got a back door on the first game, and second game wasn't too good, and then Tampa Bay came through at the last moment.
Yeah, but they didn't cover.
Well, Tampa Bay. How much was Tampa Bay favored by? I thought they were favored by like 8.5.
I got them at 7.
Oh, you got a 7. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but they only won by 3.
Nice.
They won by 3.
1 by 8. Yeah. I saw an 8.5 to 9 point spread. I thought that was what it was, but I guess you were right. You were on top of that as a professional should be.
I tried to, Last time I was on the show, my phone just couldn't stop ringing. But then when I finally answered, it was just the wrong number and my mom. So.
Who's your mom cheering for?
What did you think was going to happen in that Rams game?
You know what? Honestly, my pick for the year was Seattle to take it all the way, and I did bet on them just out of pride because I just didn't want to be wrong. But deep down, I do want my Rams to take it all the way. And Goff was hurt. Like he's playing with a hurt hand. So I don't know how they pulled that off. That was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be in the game at all. I mean,
not at all.
Just imagine if you aggravate that by hitting somebody's helmet. I mean, there's so many ways to hurt yourself like that if you're going in with a unhealed broken thumb. Oh my God.
Yeah, they even did a quarterback sneak at one point, and I was like, I thought it was over right there. Like, why would you do that when the guy's hand is hurt?
Yeah, that was crazy. I saw that.
Trey, he was so hopped up on drugs, it wasn't even fun. There's no way that guy could have been. I mean, he dislocated that thing that his thumb was pointing the other way 2 weeks ago. So he must have been so hopped up on painkillers, it wasn't even funny. And I'm with you, Trey. I thought Seattle was going to be playing in the Super Bowl this year.
And guys in the 70s said that's what they used to do all the time. Just shoot them up and send them back out there.
Shoot them up and send them back out, and that's what they do in the playoffs too. It's a step back in time. They're not done that, but I was wrong. Like with Trey, I thought Seattle was going to go all the way this year. I thought they'd be playing in the Super Bowl. Obviously not, but and what I saw, Trey, did you see the missing elements there? That you've got this superstar Russell Wilson, and then really no tools around him in that offense.
Yeah, I think lately they've been like the last 4 weeks of them playing been kind of iffy.
Yeah.
It's just something seems off. The dynamic seems off. And yesterday they were at the healthiest they've been all year and still didn't pull it off.
Mhm. Yeah. They just kind of look weak and weary, and he doesn't look Russell doesn't look like he really wants to exert himself that much in the beginning of the games, and you just can't leave it till the last minute.
Really, I saw Russell exerting himself, but I just saw him missing. He like Patrick Mahomes. He's got a timing. He can sense when the pocket's collapsing. He can judge how long it's going to take, a linebacker to run him down or run his receiver down. And he seems to be missing his timing now. Maybe it's a function of age, that he thinks he can get it done faster, but he can't, and now he's getting sacked or he's getting rushed or he's not quite making the play because his time's just, he's got to readjust his stopwatch. That's the sense I got watching that.
Yeah. Rams defense had a lot to do with it. Aaron Donald.
Oh, the Rams defense was lucky. Trey, are the Rams for real? Can they really? I mean, I know they're a sentimental favorite of yours, but really, do they have the firepower, Goff notwithstanding, to make it all the way, to get past Green Bay?
It's going to have to be the defense. They're going to have to create turnovers and touchdowns, man, because I don't think the offense got it to make it all the way. And then, like, Goff is hurt unless they just going to keep shooting him up with painkillers and he just go out there and just kill himself.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that he was not 100% because otherwise they would be a serious contender. Yeah.
Well, Cooper Kupp's also, he looked like he was hurt at the end of that game, too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out.
He was walking around wounded.
And he was a huge piece
but they do have that runner, that running back, Cam Akers. He's a pretty solid, tough runner.
Yeah.
He got that big offensive line.
I just don't get excited looking at the Rams.
I don't know. Something about Green Bay doesn't excite me that much either, though. I kind of feel like they're kind of fluffy. I know they've got a few really good players, but they're not dominant. But at home, they're very tough, obviously. So I guess they'll probably be like 6-point favorites at home, don't you think?
Yeah, you catching Rodgers with some rest. That's just a recipe for it. You know, a winning game right there. So I don't think the Rams could take him.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, just this is the blunt words of the great wonder. Just like the blunt words of. Do you want to pull up? Why don't you pull up that clip with Jim McMahon that we have? I had ready here. You know where you find that one, Eric?
Yeah, give me a sec for Jim McMahon because I saw it there in your feed, but it wasn't in the. He didn't actually send that one directly over, but I think I saw it in here.
Yeah, I sent him one it was earlier this week. I fell upon a clip of Jim McMahon talking about Mike Ditka and the firing of Mike Ditka, and he's a good interview because he just tells you what's on his mind. He doesn't hide anything.
Well, and this is before he lost his marbles, when he could still talk and complete full sentences and full of. Well, yeah, which is unfortunate. I don't want to joke about his current condition. It's a real shame, whether it's CTE or whatever it is that's causing his cognitive decline. But this is when he's talking, he's full of piss and vinegar and pride and arrogance. All the things that if you weren't a Bears fan, you kind of hated about the guy. Just bear with me here. My screen is here. We are scrolling very slowly because I've got so much stuff loaded up here. Let's just hope they don't jam a commercial in for the start here. Here we go.
We all know very well out on the East Coast right now. One of Mike Ditka's most fiery and interesting relationships, of course, was with quarterback Jim McMahon.
It's from
Fans
January
in the media
5th,
became fascinated by the verbal sparring that they had once in a while when McMahon was here. Going to talk to Jim in a minute, but first a couple of examples of the relationship between Jim McMahon and Coach Mike Ditka.
Oh, he's full of excuse my French. He's a guy that I talk to him all the time. I ask him what's the matter, he won't talk to me, If the whole thing in society is to pout every time you disagree with somebody, forget it.
Why does he say I'm pouting? Because I don't go kiss his so that means I'm pouting?
When it's all said and done, Jim McMahon won't write my epitaph. And I would imagine that we'll just see who writes his.
I'm going to write my own epitaph. It's probably going to say, "What are you looking at?"
Those were fun days when Jim McMahon was back around. Of course, he's no longer a Bear. He is with the Philadelphia Eagles, now getting ready for the playoffs. Tonight, Jim joins us live from his home out in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Jim, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good after reminiscing there for a minute.
Does that stuff bring back some good memories?
Yeah, it made me laugh. Yeah, it's, we did have some interesting times, and I think, I've talked to Mike on a number of occasions since I've left, and even when I was there, I told him I would have loved to play with him. I know Johnny played with him, and he was a hell of a football player, and I think he would have had a little different perspective on me had he ever get in the huddle with me. But unfortunately, we couldn't do that. But I played for him, and I had a lot of respect for the way he cleaned house. When I first got there, it was his first year, and he got rid of a lot of guys that really were just hanging around collecting paychecks, and. But we did have a good nucleus of ball players, and we brought some other people in, and we had a great football team. And we won it all, and we should have won it a few more times, but unfortunately, those things didn't happen.
So, Jim, what was your reaction today when you finally heard the news?
Well, I saw it coming. When he mentioned bringing me back a couple days ago or last week, I knew that was probably the last straw because of Mike McCaskey. Him and I never saw eye to eye, and I don't think anybody that plays for him is somebody that's going to have to kiss his butt. And that's something that I'm not going to do for anybody to have to get a job. And I knew once he said that who would like to bring me back, that was probably the last straw for him.
Jim, what do you remember best about Mike? I think, as you look at as him going off now, and whether it's TV or another coaching job, when you look back on Mike, that kind of times you had, is there one thing that sticks out to you that you'll always remember best?
Well, there's a lot of things I'm going to remember.
I wish.
Our confrontations for sure. I think one of the funniest things I ever saw was when he broke his hand. I think it was '83. After a ball game, he turned and punched a locker, and that's going to stick with me for a long time. But he's always been a fiery guy when he played and when he coached, and he was the same way during the years that we were winning than he was this year. Unfortunately, this year, when things aren't going well, some of his sideline antics get magnified in the media, and when we were winning, those kind of things got just kind of blown over. Those were his motivational things or whatever. But he's been the same guy since he's got there, and it's just unfortunate that it had to happen the way it happened this year. And those are the kind of people he's going to keep.
Speaking of McCaskey, are you surprised that he and Ditka were able to live together this long? That it lasted as long as it did, knowing both of them real well?
Yeah, I'm very surprised it's lasted this long, and I think
skip ahead here.
The guys that he has on the team are not really the kind of guys that you need.
Okay, Jim. Well, thank you very much for coming on with us.
All right, the great Jim McMahon.
I think you skipped over the part where he trashed Jim Harbaugh. Did you hear that? Did you get to that part?
Oh, dude, it's a 5-minute frickin' long tape. No, you got to reference the point. I don't know.
Yeah,
what it was.
Well, that was pretty funny. He basically said nobody should be interested in Jim Harbaugh as your quarterback.
That would be.
Like, I don't know why anybody would have put him on their wish list. And
wow, in 1992, he's dumping on Harbaugh as a quarterback. Yeah, he wasn't that great. You remember him playing? Didn't he do some time in Indianapolis? He finished up there?
Yeah.
Recollections?
Captain Comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the quarterback that took Indy to the conference final game against the Steelers.
There we go.
He gave them quite a scare, actually. That was the game that the Colts lost it on the last play when they threw that Hail Mary into the end zone, and the guy's on the ground and the ball's like on his chest, and for about 10 seconds people are thinking he caught it, and then it ends up on the ground. You remember that, Brian? Really?
A little bit.
Great play.
A little bit. Yeah.
I remember it. I was peeing in I was shitting. I was so nervous. Like the Colts pulled it off.
Hey, when you were playing the clip, I was thinking you had that clip for Tommy. I found it on YouTube. Lasorda passed away the other day.
Yes.
Tommy Lasorda passed away.
Yes.
I found an unfiltered clip of his Kingman rant.
Oh, yeah. But may he rest in peace. Do you think he's getting into heaven with that mouth?
Yeah. They'll forgive that. They'll forgive that. They probably need They probably need a cheerleader coach for their baseball team.
Yeah, that guy's got a lot of. He's got to ask for a lot of forgiveness for all of the curse words that came out of his mouth. I
can't recall any other person in any sport that had so much passion for their home team.
Uh-huh. Do we have that clip, or do you want to play that clip? I'm not sure what you wanted to do with that. You're just saying you heard a pretty good clip.
Yeah, I just seen. I heard it. It's on YouTube. There's a couple that are beat out, but then you can find one that gives you all the juicy words.
Yeah. Well, he had a nice long life. 93, I think. And got to see the Dodgers finally break that little curse they had. And,
yeah, one of the sports guys was saying that too. He goes, how fortunate that he was able to. His last baseball game was watching the Dodgers win the World Series.
I've always got Tommy Lasorda melting down on Kurt Bavacqua. Want to play that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was another one, too.
Yeah, that's always...
Tell you what I think about it. I think that is very, very bad for that man to make an accusation like that. That is terrible. I have never, ever, since I've managed, ever told a pitcher to throw at anybody, nor will I ever. And if I ever did, I certainly wouldn't make him throw at a fucking 130 hitter like LaFay or fucking Bavacqua, who couldn't hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat. And I guarantee you this, when I pitched, and I was going to pitch against a fucking team that had guys on it like Bavacqua, I sent a fucking limousine to get the cocksucker to make sure he was in the motherfucking lineup, because I kicked that cocksucker's ass any fucking day in a week. He's a fucking motherfucking big mouth, I'll tell you that.
Oh, the awesome Tommy Lasorda in all his greatness.
I never heard somebody complete a whole sentence with all curse words in my life like that.
Yeah, I just have an image of him. My image of him is when he'd come out to the mound to replace the pitcher. He'd have his little fist clenched and he'd be trying to jog up to the mound, and he looked like a little overweight pygmy, and it's just comical watching him waddle around. But he knew what he was doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's switch up to some college football here, and since we've got Trey on the line, what's your pick for the national championship, Trey? Do you got any feel there? You got any inside information?
I don't believe in inside information like that.
Okay.
I think most people who say that is trying to scam you out of money. So you got to be careful when the person comes on and they got that inside information. They got that that coach in the back who knows everything.
Water boy.
Yeah, but that makes doesn't that make all the difference in the world and in the stock market and other areas where there's not like an efficiency of information necessarily? I mean, not everything is out there in the media. You're just not a believer in that, huh?
Nah, not at all. I mean, it depends. Because at one point I did have an insider for soccer. It was an insider ref, doing some
soccer.
So yeah. But in college, I think so. I think college is one of the sports you could probably get some insight on. Because you never know with these kids. You don't know what one of these kids are going through, what's his living lifestyle. So, if you get a guy who could, slip him some money under the table to throw a game or throw a few points, then, hey, all power to you.
Yeah, that sounds perfectly plausible.
I'm looking at the spread on this game. and I think I see Alabama -8.5.
Yeah, 8. I would think it's around 8 or 9. Yeah.
Wow.
You think that's too much?
Alabama's been so dominant this year. But it's tricky when it comes to these championship games. That's a lot of points. I think I would probably take Ohio, but just how things have been with the COVID and the testing, it's real hard for college this year. The only team I did touch in college this year was Alabama. That's the only team I bet on, and I was just betting them the whole way.
Well, you must have done well then with that.
Yeah, they covered the spread. I think all but twice.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I would probably ride with them and take that 8 points, and they'll probably blow them out by like 35.
Yeah. I mean, I saw what Ohio State did to Clemson, and this is not a weak Ohio State team. This is an Ohio State team that is pretty sound fundamentally. Their defense is maybe not fast enough to stop Alabama, but I don't know if Alabama's defense is good enough to stop Ohio State.
I'm not sure that Clemson was necessarily all that. Because they did lose earlier in the season, remember?
Yeah. Well, Notre Dame.
When they didn't have their quarterback.
Yeah.
No, that's true. They didn't have the quarterback. I take an Ohio State only because I just despise Alabama. I told you they were my Patriots of college football.
Well, they were for a while.
They're always
the Patriots.
Like clockwork.
They're the Alabama. They are like clockwork. They're going to win. The ghost of Ray Perkins will lead them to victory here. Yeah, take Bama the points. They're going to be mopping the floor up with Ohio State. It's a mismatch. You just don't know what you got until they play together, and you think Ohio State looks so great, and then they go up against somebody like Alabama. Yeah, they'll take them apart.
I think they'll take care of that spread, though.
You mean backdoor cover, or are you taking Bama outright? 9 points.
No, backdoor, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I think Ohio covers the.
You're secretly cheering for Ohio State here. Okay, we see. Okay, you can go move into Columbus, and it's nice and warm there. Bring your long johns. Cincinnati. Oh. You ever been to Cincinnati? Brian?
Cincinnati?
Yeah, the Natty. Mm-hmm.
No, I have never been on the East Coast except for once in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. I used to live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, back in 63, 64.
No kidding. Virginia Beach. Wow.
Virginia Beach.
I would never have guessed 63. He's down the road from Chabdog.
Yeah.
That's the one and only time that I've ever been to the East Coast in my life. Yeah.
So you were near Virginia Beach. There. You were near Newport News.
Oh yeah, I remember Newport News. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Colonial
Hampton
Williamsburg.
Road.
I remember there'd be snow dusted on the ground in the wintertime.
Sure.
I remember the flooding sometimes, the storms kicking over from the Atlantic. Yeah.
I grew up in Maryland, and so I'm very familiar with the lovely weather there. The summers are filled with humidity and cicadas. Do you have cicadas there?
Yep. I remember, too. It's always funny because I'll tell people this story. I remember, as a kid, playing out on the street, front yard, and these trucks would drive down the street spraying insecticide. They just drive down the street,
great.
blowing insecticide like it was no big deal. I can still remember the smell and everything. We were sure crazy in those days. Probably DDT or some shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, DDT.
They're delousing you. Mm-hmm.
Control the insects, you know.
You'd have these. The cicadas were noisy and nasty, and then they'd have these. You'd have gnats too. All these gnats.
Yeah, and like I said, they had the spray, you know. So, yeah.
It was almost as bad as being in Canada.
I've never seen up in northern Ontario in the spring and summer. You can put all the DEET and stuff on you want. That keeps away maybe a third of them. The other 2/3 are immune. They just go straight through it. And literally clouds of black flies and mosquitoes. And those are the small ones. And then the horse flies and the deer flies come out as well. And it's great.
Oh.
And like you'll dress up. It'll be a 90-degree day, sweltering humidity, and you'll put on an undershirt and then a cover shirt and then a shirt over that and then a jacket over that, and you'll zip everything up so there's no openings for them to get through. Like I'm talking strategy here. It's just Trey. Where'd you grow up, Trey? On the east or west coast?
I grew up West Coast. I grew up in L.A., Los Angeles, California, South Central L.A., in the heart of the crack cocaine epidemic.
Yeah, but hey, at least you didn't have to deal with mosquitoes and black flies and deer flies and horse flies. Oh my goodness! I mean, that's the good. Yeah, murder. No murder hornets there.
Not at all. There was other type of murder hornets around.
Well, it's much more peaceful today. You're talking about the times in the mid that 10-year period from 85 to 95.
Yeah, in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s.
So you were here with when the Rodney King stuff was happening, right?
Yeah, I was a little boy, but I remember all that happening and what was going on the streets. I had a good memory of it.
OJ.
Oh man, that was that trial messed up my morning cartoons. That's all I remember about that one.
Ruined my cartoons.
When is this thing gonna end?
Yeah.
That was quite an interesting.
That's what I was working right there, smack in the middle of downtown LA during all those years, from 83 to 97. I was right in the heart of all the stuff going on.
Oh, nice.
They sent us home during those Rodney King things. Yeah. It was the Olympics. And when the Oakland Raiders won the Super Bowl, it was a madhouse down there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were in Pasadena, weren't they, for the Super Bowl against the Redskins?
Yep.
I
was stuck in traffic for like 3 hours in downtown, man.
February '84. Wow. And were the Raider fans slicing your, stealing your wheels, putting up on blocks as you were waiting?
Huh?
Were the Raider fans trying to steal your rims?
Oh.
I can see Raider fans.
No, I remember I was driving, sitting there in traffic, and some guy got on one of his little CD loudspeakers or something. He goes,
"Yeah,
fuck you, Raiders."
Yeah, when the LA Raiders were here, they got really deep into the Latino, Latinx community here, and there's still some remnants of it. And you see these like mustachioed guys all tatted up, and they dress up in their Raider gear, and they get drunk at 10 in the morning on a Sunday, getting ready for the game. Staggering off their front porches. It's endearing to see, actually, but even though the team's in Las Vegas now. Well, Trey, you are really lucky. Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Did a number on your Redskins.
Huh?
What?
They took apart those Redskins in that Super Bowl. I'll never forget
that.
Yeah. We'll never forget it either.
God. Redskins were favored, I think, to repeat, and that didn't happen.
No.
They had the highest scoring offense in history at that time that year.
It was a great year.
Yeah.
Very prolific offense. They had played the Raiders once earlier that season in RFK, and they narrowly won it in a pretty good matchup. So it looked like the teams were well matched. But Theismann and the team admitted afterwards, they were too busy doing all the media and doing all the, because they'd been to a Super Bowl before, they took a lot of it for granted, and including the game.
There was a lot of Super Bowl hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They blew it. And Theismann never got another look. That was it for him. 2 years later? 2 years later, LT's breaking his leg on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we got some games coming up today that I'd like to know Trey's.
Trey.
I keep saying Trayvon. Sorry, Trey's view on the
it's a nervous twitch.
games that are happening.
You're in the mood to curse me out. It's all right.
Yeah. I don't know. I just it's when you start calling somebody something, it's hard to break the cycle.
Well, it's like Andrew or Stu or our other friend, our guest we have on Drew.
Yeah.
Well,
at least he's not changing his name. Like Drew became Stu, and then Stu became Drew, and then back. It's hard to keep that one straight, but I think right now it's Drew or Stu. It's Stu.
I said I don't even know myself. I call him. I use both names until I hear otherwise.
Yeah.
But anyway, we want to find out Trey's take on the game.
Ask him about Ravens Titans. I want to hear what he has to say about that.
Okay, we got Baltimore as a 3-point favorite on the road in Tennessee. What do you think, Trey?
Actually, I got Tennessee at 3.5. I'm looking at it right now, and I actually took that 3.5 last night for Tennessee, and there's a lot of sharp money coming in on them.
Really?
I think the game's going to land right on 3. Yeah,
it's going to land on.
Yeah, I think Baltimore might. If Baltimore wins, they're going to win by 3 points.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'd say Baltimore wins, and they beat that spread at least 7.
Oh,
I don't know, man. You guys are drinking a lot of Baltimore Kool-Aid. I think you're getting
purple juice.
Since I'm a betting man, I would take Tennessee with the 3 points and then drop a little pizza money on the money line.
There we go.
It's going to be a high-scoring game, won't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good shootout. It should go over the 53-point spread.
Yeah. Yeah, Derrick Henry, he's a man. He's a man. He's got a stiff on him.
Well, let's provide Lamar Jackson. If it goes over, that means Lamar Jackson is on and playing and not hiding and not dying in the playoffs. And if that's the case, then Baltimore should win. I mean, against Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Hello, Earth to world. Ryan Tannehill is a starting NFL quarterback. Please.
Hey, he's the ultimate game manager. He's the ultimate game manager.
Who here thinks this guy has talent? Raise your hand. Yeah, just as I thought. No hands raised. Come on. Ryan frickin' Tannehill.
He's a classic serviceable quarterback.
I'd hang out on the beach with him and interview him any day of the week.
Yeah, it's different depending on him winning a Super Bowl. Ryan Tannehill, please.
Hey, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Joe Theismann won a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer.
If Colin Kaepernick can't get a job, what the hell is this guy working for? Come on. He's taking Kaepernick's position. He should be starting there. Then they might win a Super Bowl.
Wow. That's a lot of hate there. What did this guy do to you?
Yeah, really. Eric, he's just like you and me, Ryan Tannehill. He's a normal everyday kind of guy who happens to know how to throw the ball.
Tannehill.
How many Super Bowls have you won?
How many times did we do a highlight show of him playing Benny Hill, that music in the background, and watching him flop all over the field like a dolphin?
He was stuck in Miami.
Yeah, now
he needed
what?
A decent line, a good scheme.
Oh, so it wasn't his fault at all. It was all Miami's and their problems. Nah.
Huh.
Well, you love the guy now. Jeez.
People can change. People can reform themselves.
Oh, this is getting funny. Now we're getting on the people can change bandwagon. Yes, we saw him transform himself before our very eyes. Pygmalion story.
I've changed. I mean, a lot of times athletes can improve themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to shoot a great right-handed hook shot, and I've worked on my right hand a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's worked on his some of his his accuracy, his judgment. He's making good decisions. He's handing the ball off well to Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's so challenging. Yeah, you're handing off a ball. Yeah, coach says hand off the ball to Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. I think even Joe Theismann could do that.
All right, well.
Okay. We're obviously having a love affair with Benny Hill there. You and Benny Hill can get a room.
I wish I had. Do we have any Benny Hill music to play for him?
See if I can dig something out.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You ever hear Benny Hill? He's really good, Trey. He's really funny.
Well, in a '60s British kind of way. It's kind of really thin music, or thin style. Or slapstick, you might get tired of it after a while.
I never get tired of the women on his skits.
This is Ryan Tannehill music. You just picture him running around the pocket for his life and getting sacked. Sacked.
Yeah, you just ruined the game for me. So now when I'm watching it, he starts scrambling. That song is not going to leave my head.
Well, that's just it, Trey.
Chap
Dog did that to me a few years ago. Yeah, now every time I say the guy, I can't even say Tannehill without saying Benehill and without hearing this music in my head as well. Thank you, Brandon.
That's what I'm here for. Well, you know who Lamar Jackson
that could be your theme song there.
You know who Lamar Jackson reminds me of? He reminds me of a mix between Samuel L. Jackson and the gay guy on Revenge of the Nerds named Lamar.
Oh, that's an interesting combo.
What do you think? He kind of looks like Samuel L. Jackson. And he throws like Lamar.
Jesus, watch that this morning.
Well,
who do you pick on this game, Chab Dog? You taking Baltimore? Or you taking Benny Hill?
I like Tennessee to win this outright.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've gone a lot this year. That team's been together a while. They're ready to continue the progress from last year, and so I think they will do what they did to the Baltimore Ravens last year at home this year. And it'll be a close game, though. I think it'll be a good game. Probably the game of the day. And then we have the next game is what? What's the next game? New Orleans,
Chicago? Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Saints are going to have.
I got New Orleans straight up, no matter what the point spread is.
Well, if you got $600, if you're willing to throw 600 to win 100, go ahead.
Yeah,
that's true. Huh? No, not my money. So.
And then we finish it off with. We can talk about the Steelers Browns on the next hour if you want. Save a little.
Everybody, shut up! Do what I say.
Speaking of Samuel Jackson.
Everybody shut up and do what I say. Get the money out. Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Don't stall me, fat boy. Let's go. Come on. You're wasting my time now. Come on.
You remember this, Cat Dog?
Is that Paul? Is that Paul?
Anybody move out,
No,
blow
it's
your
Coming to
fucking head
America.
off. What are you looking at, buddy? Come on.
Unknown Samuel Jackson.
Come on.
I can't quite
Yeah,
hear.
Trey, if I was going to put money on it, I would definitely go Bears.
Yeah, it's too quiet. Anyway, yeah, I'm going Bears. I'm taking the Bears here.
What's the point spread?
That's sitting at 8. No, it's up to 10.5.
I got 10 on my board.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give
A
me
lot of
Chicago.
confidence in the Bears.
In
Yeah.
Chicago all day. You know, Trey, earlier back on November 1st, these two teams did play to overtime, and New Orleans won it on a field goal. And now we're supposed to give New Orleans more than 10 points? I don't think so. Give me the Bears.
Well, they're rested.
Oh,
they're ready
rested.
for rumble.
Yeah, they're rested. Mm-hmm.
Something must have happened because yesterday that spread was at 8.5. So where did these extra 3 points come from?
People coming to their senses.
You should know these kind of things.
That's a lot.
You're
A lot of
you're the
money coming in.
You're the gambling insider, so you should know this.
Well, it's sharp interest.
My
we're gonna
secret
go to-
weapon. Go ahead.
Well, let's talk about this some more on the other side of the break. We do have to get our sponsors in here for some words. And Eric, I leave it to you to put on a good couple of clips. We got a bunch of things you could put on, the impersonations I sent you, or Animal House, whatever you want.
You got it, Chab Dog. So stay tuned for the
All
second
right,
half
so
of the
we'll
Chab Dog
get
Sports
back,
Talk
and
Radio
I
Show.
hear we're going to have a special guest calling in about 10 minutes. So another special guest.
Excellent.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chab Dog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
They took the bar! The whole fucking bar!
Ah, thanks. I needed that.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. Now, I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. For maybe by being an A student, baby, I can win your love for me. Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. La ta 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 ta. History. Oh, la ta 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 ta. French I took. Yeah, but I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Grab a brew. Don't cost nothing. Sergeant at Arms. Do your duty. Now on your Delta Tau Chi name is Weasel. From now on your name is Mothball. Kroger, your Delta Tau Chi name is Pinto.
Why Pinto?
Why not?
What's my Delta Tau Chi name?
Dorfman, you've given this a lot of thought. From now on, your name is Flounder.
Flounder?
You want to know why running on the treadmill 7 days a week doesn't work for you when you're trying to lose weight? Because it never has.
Never has.
Pluto! Hey, I think you know everybody here.
Wait, really, can't you?
Oh, no, don't worry. Just keep your hands and feet away from his mouth.
Don't you have any respect for yourself?
This is absolutely gross. That boy is a P.I.G. pig.
See if you can guess what I am now. I'm a zit. Get it?
All right, you bastard. Let's go right here.
Come on, Sergeant! Hey! What's this lying around shit?
Well, what the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Pittsburgh
War's
Steelers
over,
are
man.
down.
Wermer dropped the big one.
What? Over?
Cleveland dropped the big one, Chap Dog.
Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
Sherman? Forget it. He's rolling.
And it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough...
The tough get going!
The tough get going! Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah!
Oh, poor Pittsburgh.
What's all this lying around shit?
What the fuck happened to the Delta I used to know?
And to the Pittsburgh Steelers I used to know.
Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? Huh?
Where's Ben hitting on 15-year-old women in closets?
It just
could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst. Oh, we're afraid to go with you, Pluto. We might get in trouble. Well, just kiss my ass from now on! Not me! I'm not gonna take this! Warmer, he's a dead man! Marmalade, dead! Niedermeyer!
Dead. Pluto's right.
Pluto's
Psychotic, but absolutely right. We gotta take these bastards. Now, we could fight them with conventional weapons. That could take years and cost millions of lives. No. No, in this case, I think we have to go all out. I think this situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid gesture be done on somebody's part.
We're just the guys to do it.
Like invade the Capitol.
Let's do it.
Let's do
All right, we're back.
His laptop.
But speaking of which, yeah, we did have a little bit of history happen this week. It's going to be, a few years from now, a forgotten footnote at the bottom of it, like everything else is. But there was some excitement there, some fireworks on Capitol Hill with some drunken frat boys. Did you see that, Trey?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Did you see all those drunken frat boys breaking into Capitol Hill a few days ago?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of entertainment.
Yes. High value.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were gonna. I didn't know if we were gonna go there because, boy, I get a lot to say, but just let it go.
Well, if you got something that needs to go on the record here, Brian, this is the place to do it.
We are going to have a special guest calling in too pretty soon, and I heard she had something to say about Nancy Pelosi's laptop and where it might be.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that guy who was sitting in her chair got all of her porn on her laptop. I wonder what kind of porn she watches.
Just in a nutshell, hopefully any and all Americans, especially who saw this, realize what it was and who started it and how totally insane and disgraceful the whole incident is and was and will forever be, despite no matter what your politics are or whether you're here or there. It's just disgraceful. It's just disgusting and absolutely nonsense. And people involved and people who were complicit all need to pay a price.
Mm-hmm. I don't think hanging is good enough for them, do you?
I'm not talking about hanging or execution or any of that kind of stuff. I'm pro-life in that sense.
Okay.
But I think that was just a warm up. I think we got a big party coming real soon.
That's what worries me too. Yeah. Because they're not going to just go away.
No.
What about the guy wearing the horns? What do you think his deal was? That he had like a fur and a horn on?
Wasn't that the guy that, isn't he the Minnesota Vikings mascot, that guy?
Yeah, that's him.
That's what I thought when I saw it. What's he doing? I was telling my son I was waiting for that rainbow hair guy to be there.
I mean, talk about white people representing. I look at the crowd. They're all a bunch of old guys like us. They're all like my age. They got like gray temples in their hair. They're obviously unemployed. They got nothing better to do. They're hopped up on some kind of prescription or non-prescription drug. Who knows what they were snorting? And guys, like, are they not stupid? They walk in, no mask, no nothing. You can clearly see their faces. That guy's sitting in Pelosi's chair. I hope he enjoyed his freedom because he's going to be in a federal pen the rest of his life. What were these people thinking?
Oh, he's going to be in the He's going to be in the history books.
Oh. And people, this wasn't like they were, you're knocking over a CVS at the protest. I mean, it's the Capitol building. I mean, all Americans, we all woke up the next morning and we looked in the mirror and we said, you know what, there's protest and there's peaceful protest and there's torching 7-Elevens and robbing Foot Locker, and then there's this. And you know what? We draw the line here. That's not the America we want to be. We don't have to make a law saying you can't do that. We know better, and this is a reminder. We looked down on that. There's no breaking in. That they broke my window there. They were touching, messing around with my shit there. Just as they were messing around with yours.
Oh,
yeah, you see that?
Tennessee just completed a pass.
Oh, fucking Benny Hill.
Tannehill.
Yeah, they were messing with Trey's shit there. Nice. They were messing with your shit too there, Brian. Those people there messing. That was our house. They went into our house and made a mess of it.
Yeah.
The bastards.
Old Nancy's lap.
I don't know. I've seen better security at strip bars.
Yeah. What the hell was that? Like, they just letting them in? I mean, it didn't look like much resistance. Yeah. They just said, "Okay, come on in."
No touching the girl. Yeah, but no touching the girls, boy. They got their hands all over the girls.
They don't have that kind of security at the White House. I'll tell you that much.
Well, nor should they. Nor do I want to see this as an excuse now to put stormtroopers around the place every time they have a vote. No, there should never be heavy security around that joint. Never.
They
ever.
knew it was
it's
happening.
House.
Yeah, I remember they actually had discussions about in the past. They had talked about doing things like they do to the White House, but they said no. This is the Capitol. It's open, free for all the people.
Yep.
So they purposely did not put any unnecessary restraints on it,
Oh, they had the Capitol kind of wide open when they had the Kavanaugh hearings, right? And then you know what happened then with the senators being kind of cornered and interrogated about what they were going to do, and I guess they thought they would be kind of informally. They didn't need it because of what happened before, but. They miscalculated.
Well, when guys show up wearing frickin' horns and loincloths and bearskins.
And the thing was, there was so much information about this prior all over the internet and everything, and they still didn't get properly prepared for that.
Well,
right.
But again, what are you gonna, then you're going to bring out the stormtroopers, and we're not. That's not how we roll.
That's true. That's true.
I think a choice.
At one point, I thought maybe they were just letting them, spend themselves like they did at some of those riots.
Yeah.
All right, let's just let them have their word and they'll go away.
Yeah, and they did. And so the vote got delayed a few hours, and then they brought in the National Guard, and they brought in everybody else. Once it got dark and nobody could see what was going on, that crowd left, or they were forcibly removed, and that was no problem. And then they held the vote.
We have somebody else calling in, I think.
Oh.
Check the line, Eric. Somebody, I think, is calling in on that has more information on what happened that day.
I didn't see a call, or I might have missed it, but tell them to try again. I'm watching.
Okay. And meanwhile, the Titans are driving. They're kicking the crap out of the Ravens' defense.
Well, it's still nothing.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, here comes a pick six.
They got some specimens on that team, man. In addition to Derrick Henry, another guy that's pretty impressive. Oh, there we go.
Caught it. Okay.
The 6-yard gain.
Oh boy. Here we're going to listen to Walter Cronkite while we wait for.
It was reported that the 36th President of the United States died this afternoon in an ambulance plane on the way to San Antonio, where he was taken after being stricken at his ranch, the LBJ Ranch in Johnson City, Texas. He was stricken at 3:40 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4:40 Eastern Standard Time, 3 agents who were at the scene, who are permanently attached to the ranch to protect the president, went to his immediate aid, gave him all emergency aid they could, put him in a plane, I suppose, Tom, one of the president's own planes.
Getting closer to the goal line, but they're still not in. Yeah, so Cronkite, we're all waiting for Benny Hill to get
Mrs.
in
Johnson
here.
was notified of the events at her office in Austin and flew immediately to San Antonio. And Tom Johnston, no relation, the President's news secretary, has just told me that from Austin. Any other details, Tom? All right, thank you very much, Tom, and we'll, of course, be keeping in touch with you. Thank you. Tom Johnson tells me from Austin that details, of course, will be forthcoming. There are none yet for the funeral arrangements for President Johnson. Repeating, President Johnson, the 36th President of the United States, who served from the time of President Kennedy's assassination in 1963 until 1969, when President Nixon succeeded him, has died.
Not hands.
I couldn't even Walter Cronkite couldn't make them unlucky here. Oh well. Couldn't vex them. We tried.
Hands.
Humphreys fell down. And he just fell down.
All right, Eric, you're going to have to remember the Titans. I'm sorry.
Who remember the Titans?
This is the worst pick.
Hey, first quarter, first score. I'm not too concerned. Tannehill will go Benny Hill. I've got great expectations here.
What happened with the guests in this insight?
Yeah, she tried calling
intrigued.
in, and I guess she tried calling in, and it didn't work. Would it work better if we called her? Can you call her?
Yeah, let me see what I can do here.
I can give you her phone number.
Yeah, let me remember how to bring that up here. Here we are. Okay, yeah, what's that number?
Hold on a second.
Actually, you know what? You text it to me rather than put it over the air. How about you do that?
All right.
So 3,000 listeners aren't calling her tomorrow.
Hold on. If I could find it, hold on. It's very complicated trying to do a show off of the.
Oh, it's the beauty of live radio.
Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, let's look at our following matchups here. So we have Chicago, New Orleans, and then Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Yeah. Oh boy, save the best for last. Do the Browns have?
Actually, I like in that Chicago New Orleans game. I like the over on the first half.
Okay. What's the number? What's
probably
the
get
line?
it at plus money.
What's the line looking at there,
24.
Trey? For the half.
So the first half, right, is 24.
Okay. Let's go over on the first half. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty safe.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and the biggest bet of the day for me, well, the week for me is Pittsburgh. I got him at -6, and I see the line just dropped a half, so even better.
Oh, so you're in love with the steel curtain, are you?
Hey, Steelers been making me a lot of good money this year, so I'm gonna ride that wave. They gotta. I don't think they could. They ain't gonna have a problem with the Browns.
No. Definitely not. But they got to take them seriously. I mean, if they come out flat like in Cincinnati, they're in big trouble because that Cincinnati game was a disgrace.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah,
problem.
definitely got to. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Trey, do you have any insight in what Cleveland was missing this week? I know that their head coach is either not able to participate or his participation is limited, and I think some of the players are down too.
Oh, the head coach is sidelined with COVID.
Yeah.
The coach is COVID.
Okay. Oh, that might be even worse for him. And I think they have a couple offensive linemen that might be out too. I'm trying to see that information now.
Don't hang up. You've reached Cammie Burnett. Text me or leave me a voicemail and I'll get...
Oh, jeez. I just lost all the calls.
Yeah, I found
Steelers now.
I found a place for with some mods and stuff. Steelers 6, over under 47.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put a little bit more on the Steelers.
Yeah, I think the Steelers, if they have their mind right, their focus, they should be able to take the Browns apart. Like they did earlier in the year. They handled the Browns pretty easily, didn't they?
I would have to look.
Yeah,
back.
Pittsburgh hasn't played anybody all year.
No, they took them to the woodshed and flogged them earlier in the year. It wasn't even close.
Okay. Yeah, but that was earlier in the year. They weren't even trying. They were just laying low. And then last week, Pittsburgh lets Cleveland win because why show everything? Because you're going to play again the following week. They're hiding.
No, yeah. What was the point? There was no point in winning that.
They beat them 38-7.
Yeah, they were laying low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got a good running game. Big. Oh, look at that lame pass by Lamar. That was really lame. They just intercepted the guy.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I guess all bets are off. Lamar Jackson's going to put a dress on and play like a little girl. All bets are off here. Oh, well.
It says here the coach of Cleveland, Stefanowski, will not be allowed to coach the Browns. There's an NFL policy forbids outside communication, so he can't even remotely coach. So they got their special team coordinator is acting as head coach, and Alex Van Pelt will call the offensive play.
Wow. Yeah, I don't like that. Just Pittsburgh alone, but then that's the kind of thing. Maybe they can struggle through this and be good. Okay, we're going to try this call again, Chabdoc.
Yeah, I sent you the phone number, so you can call her now.
Yeah, let's try. We're another Cleveland commercial here.
Hello?
Hey, we have a new caller on the line. You're on the Chabdoc Sports Talk Radio Show. Please go ahead. Cammie.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me on your show. It's Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello?
I'm sorry. I dialed the wrong number. My goodness. I'm pleased on the Chabdoc Sports Talk Radio Show. We're pleased to announce the new House Leader, Nancy Pelosi. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I enjoy your show. I've heard it a couple times, and I enjoy it. I'm a little stressed out this morning because I'm sure you heard my laptop was stolen at the Capitol building, and I'm just stressed out right now.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know
we're
what
so sorry
to
to hear
do.
the news. It must be a tremendous loss not to have your laptop. Or you're probably missing a lot of valuable information.
It is a lot of valuable information. I'm a little scared. Those Trump supporters came in and just devoured the office, and my laptop was completely gone. I'm so worried about
Better
it.
your things, Nancy.
Miss
What?
Pelosi,
Say
did
it
they go
again?
through your drawers?
You should take better care of your valuable possessions,
I
Just
should
like
have.
you
I should have had it.
should.
I know, and
Take care of your hair.
Yeah, my hair, my face, and all the plastic surgery and all that stuff. But yeah, you know what I'm actually worried about is the porn that's on my laptop. Lots of porn, and I'm a little worried. My husband's gonna see it. He's gonna find out what I've been watching.
We were.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, Ms. Pelosi, we had a little conjecture earlier. Does any of this porn involve any animals, or do you prefer men or women?
Oh no, just men. Truthfully, it's going to come out. Me and Schumer were on my desk many times, and I think the camera caught us. I'm not sure. I'm just a little worried that my husband's going to find out. That's what I'm worried about.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Schumer will be the new Senate Majority Leader. Is that correct, Ms. Pelosi? Schumer's going to be he'll be the new Senate Majority Leader, is the one nailing you hard on your desk?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm a little scared about it, but
I heard you have a special nickname for him.
I do.
You know what? Don't you call him Upchuck?
Upchuck. Oh, you're bad. You're bad. You're bad. Oh, you guys are making me laugh. Thank you so much. I hope I find it soon. I'm a little worried, but we're going to catch those criminals for sure. But I'm happy to be the House Speaker still. There for the people. For the people. With the people. Excuse me?
You could be in line for the presidency if a bunch of things happen.
Well, that's true. That's true. Not bad for an 80-year-old woman.
Oh, you don't look 80. You look much younger than that.
Oh, thank
way
you.
better
I still
than
pull
80.
in the young guys. I still pull in the young guys if I want.
Ms. Pelosi, to be honest, Chab Dog was saying that he'd still tap you. So that's how good we think we are.
Oh, Chab Dog, you're bad. You're bad. Oh, maybe will call me when we get off the show. I want to talk to you.
Brian, do you have any questions for the House Speaker of the House?
Well, that's a question that many of us wonder about. Who's got the biggest wang in the White House?
Oh, I don't know if I can say. I can't say it's Trump because I don't know. It could be.
I heard that Swalwell was pretty well hung.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a tie.
I heard
between him and
small.
Trump.
He was not
small
small.
swall. Oh my. Oh.
It is Rand Paul Randy.
Randy, you're bad, Brian.
Hey, look, everybody knows it's Cory. Everybody knows it's Cory Booker, Ms. Pelosi.
Oh, I don't know about Cory. Never had him. Never had him. Not yet.
What about with the squad? Is it true that you did a three-way with the squad once?
Oh, no, I can't talk about that. No, can't talk about that right now. I just need my laptop.
Is it true that Ilhan Omar has removed all of her hair down there? Any comments?
Oh, maybe. I don't have any hair there either.
Miss Pelosi. Breaking news on the Chab Dog Sports Talk Show. This is breaking news from Speaker Pelosi.
Yes, thank
breaking
you for
news
having
that
me
she
on the show.
Doesn't have to dye all of her hair.
No more. No, it's completely off. I lasered it completely. You guys, thank you so much for having me. I got to go look for my laptop right now.
All right, have a drink. It sounds like you need a drink.
Yeah, you really need a drink, Nancy.
I need a drink and some other things. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Say prayers for me.
All right, well, I'm glad we really nailed this interview. Thank you. Call back
Neil,
anytime.
Thank you. I will. Love you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless America.
God bless. Well, the great Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, here live on the Chab Dog Sports Talk radio show. What a surprise interview there, Chab Dog. How did you ever land that?
That might be the biggest guest we've ever had on.
Yep. Yeah, we've had producers and owners of teams and gazillionaires on the show before, and now we have. I don't remember a politician, somebody as high as she. So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how we can top that, but we still have Brian Keller from Sports Rock on, and we have Trayvon
and Trey Washington.
Trey. Yeah. So.
So everyone's
ask
feeling
any questions, Trey? I guess you just weren't interested, huh?
I was trying to figure out if y'all were talking to Clone 2 or Clone 3.
We never did ask her how big Chuck's schlong, because I hear the rumor it's Chuck Schlong. Schumer, Chuck.
Well,
Schlong.
I guess he's another one that can refute the rumor perpetuated by the false narrative perpetuated by Lisa Lampanelli.
Yeah, or Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah. Well, your wife is a member of the tribe, right, Eric?
That is correct.
So she could dispel or confirm all those suppositions by.
So what's the what's the ruling here? Oh, come on! What's the ruling? You told me. Okay, she has informed me before the stereotypes are.
Used to live in San Antonio, and actually, when Larry Brown was there, was out at a workout club, finishing my workout, just got out of the shower, tying up my shoes, and guy comes up to the locker next to me, opens up the door, foot away from my face, drops his towel. I look over, there's a crank right in my face. Larry Brown.
Could you imagine?
Larry Brown's Jewish. I know that.
But Larry Brown's crank right in your face.
Larry Brown and Hubie Brown.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you should have called a doctor's office.
Doctor's office.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Larry
I'd
Brown's
like to speak
big
to
man.
somebody about warts.
Go ahead.
I have warts all over my ass and genitalia, and I want to have them removed. I got warts in my everywhere. They're awful, and they're silly looking. Thank you. Can we have these taken out?
You have to make an appointment.
How does he do this now? How does he go about this?
He cuts them off.
He cuts them out? I mean, because they're in there pretty deep. Would he use a shoe to go in there, like boot me in the ass or something? Hello?
Yes.
Could you please tell me how he does it?
He cuts them off. Use a knife and cut them off.
Are you? Oh my God! Would he slip with that knife and hit me somewhere else?
No.
Oh boy, he sounds very scary to me. Don't they burn them out using like hot pokers or something like that? Don't they burn them away?
Times, yeah.
Oh, so he wouldn't burn them in my ass because that would probably seal me up for good, right?
I guess so.
I can't have that. So, is he there? Let me speak to him.
He's with a patient right now.
Oh God, is he burning him up?
Do you want me to have him call you?
Make him call me right away. My ass is like all knobby with all these warts. I got warts all over in my ass.
What's your name?
I always rub them, and they would never fall off.
What's your name?
My name is Saul Rosenberg. Hello?
Hold on.
Please. Oh.
What's your number?
Oh.
What's your telephone number?
Oh, it's 212 4590, please.
What?
4590, thank you.
Yeah, that's why she'll never date a member of the tribe.
Yeah. Speaking of my tribe, next week I think we're going to have it could be next week or the week after, we're going to have a call from Joyless Behar.
Joyless Behar.
That'll be good. Oh, Lamar did complete a pass right there. I just saw a pass completed.
Yeah, it's the end of the quarter, and they're down 10-0. It's about time
Quarter.
to get something going.
But what they're doing is they've got a spy on Lamar, so he can't go anywhere without somebody trailing him. So that they're taking that scrambling away from him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that thing called halftime adjustments. I think they'll probably make some here or there. I know.
Wow. I just saw a commercial. Did you see this commercial with Tom Flores on it? He looks pretty old.
I thought Tom Flores was dead. I'm sorry to say.
No, he has not. He has not been put beneath the floor. He is still alive.
Yeah, he looked really good in that lawn chair. Like it looked like it was going back in time. He looked so good. Yeah.
Tom Flores. Remember him?
Like Super Bowl 1984 times, he was the coach of the team that beat the Redskins in Pasadena.
Yes. That's where I know that.
He won two. Actually, he won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, COVID.
And he gets very little respect. I think he's the only coach that won 2 Super Bowls and is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Is that right, Brian?
I believe so.
Yeah, Brian concurs.
Mm-hmm. And who's the only quarterback that won 2 Super Bowls and not in the Hall of Fame?
Trey, you have any guesses on that, Trey? I'm out of guesses.
I'll give you a hint. He's got a pig face.
That's not very nice. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but
No,
that's not very nice. He doesn't have a pig face, Chab Dog.
Well, I'm just being fun. I'm trying to be for levity, but
well, okay. How about
people did?
Can I say who he was? The first team who drafted him. Can I mention that the team that drafted him?
I know that the Patriots drafted him.
Patriots drafted him. That is correct. So there's a clue.
And he went to Stanford.
He went to Stanford. Yeah.
He's a very smart man.
Very smart man.
And he doesn't really have a pig face, but I guess.
Oh, you're talking about Jim Plunkett.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, Jim Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett.
Brian,
That's true. Well,
you got to be a little faster on the uptake if you want to be like basically replacing Frank as the sports trivia expert on the show.
Well, I'm just getting a little older, and brain doesn't work as quick as it used to.
That's what Crystal.
Speaking of Frank, Trey, is Frank Tank call in today? I guess not, huh?
The Tank is somewhere, probably hung over. I think he had a few too many gummies last night. So.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, gummies.
This is Trey's sidekick, the guy that was on last week or the last time. He's definitely built like a tank.
Well, and he's a storehouse of knowledge too.
Well, see, here's a good one. Flores is the only one in the 2 Super Bowls, but he's not the only one with 2 championships. Raymond Buddy Parker.
Won you're 2 going back in time. Yeah, that's really testing my knowledge. I don't keep track of the NFL championships that well. I mean,
yeah. Now they always preface everything with in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah. I mean, Brian, do you really keep track of that in your brain? How many NFL championships the Cleveland Browns won with Otto Graham as quarterback? Things like that.
Not really, but I think that Green Bay won 7.
Including the Super Bowl? Including all the Super Bowls?
Maybe before. No, 5 NFL championships and 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but Cleveland and Pittsburgh had plenty before as well because they're original NFL teams.
Oh, no. Let's get the matter straight here. The Steelers did not win any NFL championships before the Super Bowl started.
Oh, you're right.
That's right.
I forgot about that. You are right.
Yeah.
They were like loser.
They were notoriously bad. Like they made the playoffs one time in 1955, I think, and that was it. And they started in 1930.
I forgot. They sucked. They were like the New Orleans. Geez, Who are they equivalent to in terms of a team
that was part of the mystique in '72 when they got the playoffs that year.
Yeah. They went through a very long dry spell. Yeah, actually, the interesting thing was the Steelers were, when they started out, they were called the Pirates. And they realized it was kind of dopey to have the same name for both sports teams. In their
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a lot of copying. That was the whole point, was copying the name football, riding off of the coattails of baseball's success. And taking similar names, Cubs and Bears, Giants and Giants, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess
well,
there
this
were trademarks for names.
This game is starting to heat up. The Ravens are moving the ball now, finally.
And down to
another pass, please.
Yeah, there we are. It's a good-looking crowd there in Nissan Stadium in Tennessee.
Yeah, they got a lot of people there actually. And I don't doubt they're. You think they're all wearing masks? I kind of doubt it. This could be a super spreader event.
Super spreader event, exactly. We're going to turn into zombies.
Lamar throws the touchdown.
No.
Incomplete. Not completed. No.
You guys are looking at football. I'm sitting here trying to place wagers and.
Are you actually betting on soccer today? Are you betting on soccer?
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
I'm sending out 2 games right now. As we speak.
Oh my God! What kind of self-respecting sports fan is not watching the NFL playoffs and instead they're betting on soccer?
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Chabdog Trey is a business.
I gotta make my clients some money, man.
That's
it. Yeah.
Because if you the websites, you ever heard of DraftKings, Chabdog?
Yeah.
Or Bet on Sports. I mean,
are there a lot of?
Well, these sites don't work in the state of California. Like if you wanted to bet this game right now, for instance, you can't do it because we're in the state of California. You can't do it online. You need somebody with the expertise who can access these things to do this, and that's a business. That's a businessman like Trey.
Yeah,
and that's what I got the tank for. I got Frank to watch the games and do all that good stuff. I'm here to make the money for the team.
Mm-hmm. You're the money
I'm
man.
a second half. I'm a second half type of guy.
Yeah, you're a second half is half full kind of guy. Well,
some long-haired guy.
I guess my only advice on the soccer is bet the under.
What? The under. That one?
Nil to nil.
Stand soccer,
not
especially if it's anything more than 2, man.
It's a very exciting game. It's nonstop. How can you not enjoy that?
Guys laying on the ground saying they're hurt and all that stuff, pretending they're hurt.
I do like the sliding on the knees.
They have a special spray for that. That spray clears everything up. Once they spray it on the knees and the legs, hey, you're up and going.
I need some of that spray, actually, because, Eric, you know what? I had another accident on my bike yesterday.
Oh, no.
And it wasn't even my fault. Another situation, I was attacked by this guy on an electric bike. He had one of those motorized bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a 13-year-old kid had a possession of this e-bike that can go like 40 miles an hour, and the kid veered into my lane on the beach. I was riding with my son, and I mean I must be a magnet for these crazies. And the kid hit my bike, and I went flying into the sand.
I'm sure it was a bar mitzvah gift.
It was very comical.
You hit the sand?
I didn't get hurt.
Yeah, you broke your tailbone.
It could have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Just lucky
it's not safe out there these
days.
There's no
electric bike. You say so? Is that assault with battery?
That's a good one.
That's the joke.
Assault with battery. I love it. That's great. Yeah.
It's too bad you didn't have a daughter, Chab Dog. You could have named her Sue.
So I'm seeing 10-3 Titans, right?
Yep, 10-3 Titans. They got forced into some guy that
I don't have
hair.
I don't have that channel.
Sacked him. Oh, it's Fox. It's on, it's on ABC. Channel 7. Can you get 7 up there?
For some reason I don't give me ABC or ESPN. Well, unless I pay more.
It's kind of. Do you like the fact that these games are all? I mean, when I grew up, the games were either on CBS or NBC. Now they're either on CBS, NBC, the NFL channel, or ESPN, or NBC. I mean, there's like 6 stations you have to check, and I don't like
Fox.
That.
Yeah, I have Fox, NBC, NFL Network, and CBS. But that still doesn't get them all.
No, and now they're putting the game on ABC. So there you go.
Yesterday, though, I was able to watch all 3, so I was access to all 3. But I don't get the ESPN game.
Yeah, that's the one you're not seeing. You're not seeing the one today, then, right?
Not this morning, no. But I'm watching it. I'm watching the ticker tape on my computer.
Yeah,
I think like 2 weeks ago they said one of the games was like on NBC or something, but you have to be in a certain region.
Yeah,
and like you weren't getting the game, and that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I hated that. They used to do that all the time, of course, out here, and well, that was great though. Actually, during the 20 years they had no team in LA, I got to watch everything.
Yeah, it was great.
They used to. You used to always take out the Ram game.
Yeah, I would have liked that. Eric, I don't know. We got any other clips that we can play? I sent you the impersonators, and
we got lots
you could play one of those. I guess.
Great stuff here.
You want to? That guy Howard Marks does a great Gary Cooper. I don't know if anybody wants to hear Gary Cooper. I like hearing Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper's cool.
Yeah, Gary Cooper's cool.
Hollywood cool guy.
They also have Gary Cooper, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
How do you do? I hope you folks will excuse me if I appear a little upset tonight. You see, I just broke up with my psychiatrist. Yeah, this afternoon, for the first time, I told him I got suicidal tendencies. Yeah, he told me from now on I have to pay in advance. Well, I'll tell you, I should have known there was something wrong the first time I saw him. I told him my problem. I told him my wife and I were slowly drifting apart. And he showed me how to speed it up, you know? Well, I'll tell you, a lot of people go to psychiatrists because they never got enough love when they were kids. That's what happened to me. No love. My brother, he got all the love because he was much neater than I was. My room was messed up. I didn't care. My brother's room was in order. His towels lined up neatly, his combs, brushes, hair lotions all in the right place. And what did it mean? What is he today? He's an attendant in a men's room. It didn't mean anything.
I found it.
That was a little Rodney.
It's Guy Marks.
Yeah, Guy Marks. Oh, this is good.
You'd be surprised that even the little interspersing of television programming gives us so much entertainment. I'd like to show you what I mean. Ben Casey. But first a word from our sponsors. Each year, Juan Cortez climbs high in the Colombian mountains to pick the best beans for Stromboli coffee. Each year, Juan Cortez's little boy Pedro and the burro climb high in the Colombian mountains to plant the best beans for Stromboli coffee. Why does Juan Cortez plant his beans high in the Stromboli mountains? Because the jolly green giant plants his peas in the valley. That's why. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the scene from The Late Late Show. How the West Was Really Won, starring Humphrey Bogart. Robert Mitchum, Gary Cooper, and guest starring Chief Crazy Horse.
No. Hito no te no maki. No te wani nani.
Hey, Chab Dog, this ain't so politically correct.
And Kito no nete no aneme no kiwa no neno se no tau.
Not wearing red or anything.
No, he's not being disrespectful, so.
Just imitating an Indian, that's all.
Funny head signals right now.
It's not all that. It's good. It's got some other stuff in there.
Pass the drums.
Don't you ask him if we can go through the pass. Why don't you ask him when we get to smoke the pipe? All right, I will. Nakasui Kanaksai Sekahi to Wanase. To Wanase Chirikawa Kataki Katakao. Oh, hi, Neketo, no money, Katiwa, hi, no, he no go, hi. What the heck did he say?
That's Gary Cooper.
Well, he said he's a little annoyed with the white man because he's the only Indian that never made a motion picture. He says he has talent. Ain't that wild? Isn't that just wonderful? Okay, let's find out what he can do. All right, I'll ask him. Katekshi Katekahawa. Katekshi Katekahawa. Ho! Hi, I want you. I want you to be my baby.
Okay, we can't stall any further, Chab Dog. Let's hear it.
We're running out of time.
How worried about? I want you to lament about how worried you are about the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
Yeah, I'm really not. Now that I heard Trey reassure me, I thought about it a little more. I'd say the final score is going to be 24-17, Pittsburgh.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of sports birthdays in closing here. Just go through them. We got George Foreman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
His grill.
We have Willie Mack, the stretch.
Willie Mack.
Who?
Willie McCovey.
Oh, Willie McCovey. Oh, yeah. But he's not alive, right?
No, he died a while back. Yeah. When did he die? It was 2018, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I had the famous Jake Delhomme.
Who? Jake Delhomme? Oh, the guy that the
Jake
quarterback.
Delhomme. He took Carolina to the Super Bowl one year.
Delhomme.
They lost. Yeah.
And finally, one of my personal heroes in history, Mr. Adam Kennedy, second baseman for the world champion Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in 2002 hit 3 home runs in a game, joining the likes of Babe Ruth, Bob Robertson, Reggie Jackson, George Brett, Adrian Beltre, Albert Pujols, Pablo Sandoval, Jose Altuve, and Enrique Hernandez. He was a big part of their winning the World Series that year. He didn't do much else, but
yeah, you must have been very, very ecstatic when that happened. I remember that. I was at that game. Yeah.
The Los
Poor
Angeles
Barry
Angels
Bonds.
of Costa Mesa. Yeah.
Yeah. Will Barry Bonds get into the Hall of Fame? That's the big question. I know that he's up for another possible induction, but
they still seem to be pretty reluctant on those guys.
Well, if you,
I give it by the year 2030, he'll be in.
who gets in first, Pete Rose or Barry Bonds?
Pete Rose.
Really?
From one gambler to the next.
Yeah, he's done so much for the gambling.
You're putting a bet. You're putting a bet on that, Trey.
Let's bet on Pete Rose.
Who goes in the Hall of Fame first?
Give me 3-1 odds, and I'll take it.
You have to be on steroids to take that bet over Barry Bonds.
All right, well, we're at the 11 o'clock hour here, so
I want to go out with
we can go out with a little update. It's still 10-3 to Titans, and not looking good for you, Eric, in this game.
No, it is not. So much for being right.
But
so much for Lamar Jackson correcting his behavior in the playoffs. This is his behavior. He flops. Sorry. Oh well. But now we know.
He might visit furious vengeance on the Titans. You never know. There's still time left. So
well maybe here Van McCoy and the hustle can inspire him to play better here. Because he's got the ball right here. Watch this. Good luck music.
All right. Well, we're
hustling for.
Is this what we're going out with this time?
He hustled back to the line of scrimmage. You see that?
Oh yeah, Sports Rock Facebook page. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, check out Sports Rock. They've got all sorts of great stuff on there. A lot of different contributors, and very entertaining site to just flip through. And you can read all about the embarrassing results that I have on the football pool. I think I'm.
Hey, well, one of the ladies went 3-0. The only one that went perfect.
The same one, the same person that won the last pool.
No, this time it was Janice Howard. She's the only one that picked the Rams.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Brian. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in, Trey. And good luck with your soccer bets. I'm sure you're going to be riveted to the TV watching that soccer.
Everybody just be cool, and we'll get through this.
Thank you for Nancy Pelosi for calling in. I think that was my friend Cammie Burnett, who is a comedian, and she does great impersonations. So can't wait for the next.
Yes, I figured.
There goes Lamar. He's breaking loose. My God! He's taking
do the hustle.
Do it. House.
Do it. One man wrecking crew.
They said he got
touchdown.
In. Wow, that was
right. See, I'm bringing Lamar back from this is the song that you put up here. He's hustling, man. He's gonna turn it all around. He's not a flop in the playoffs.
Do you want to go out with it? Do we have another song to go out with?
Yeah, I've got one more. We're gonna, in honor of Trey's hometown, South Central. We got Ice Cube.
Okay.
Doing No Vaseline.
Yeah. I don't know if he touched that pylon, by the way. I think they gave him a touchdown.
Well, he put it inside the pylon before he went out of bounds.
Oh, he got the ball inside the pylon?
Yeah, it was theoretically going from infinity there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was tricky. That was really tricky. Wow.
Yeah, his foot's in bounds and he's leaning. You can do that.
All right. Samuel L. Jackson football is at it again. Let's hear the closing song. We'll see you next week. Thanks for calling in, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah. It ain't over, motherfuckers. The motherfucking saga continues. Y'all motherfuckers ready for a WO? Get the fuck up! Here's what they think about. Here's what they think about.
We just had the most amazing family vacation.
Here's what they think about you. 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 Here's what they think. Here's what they think about. 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 Fuck all y'all. Goddamn, I'm glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard, now you're just wet and soft. First you was down with the AK, and now I see you on a video with Mission Lay, looking like straight bozos. I saw it coming, that's why I went solo and kept on stomping. While y'all motherfuckers moved straight out of Compton, living with the whites, one big house, and not another nigga in sight. I started off with too much cargo, dropped 4 niggas, now I'm making all the dough. White man just ruling. The niggas with attitudes, who you fooling? Y'all niggas just phony. I put that on my mama and my dead homies. Yellow boys on your team, so you're losing. Hey yo, Dre, stick to producing. Calling me owner, but you been a dick. Easy E saw your ass and went in it quick. You got jealous when I got my own company, but I'm a man and ain't nobody helping me. Trying to sound like American most. You can yell all day, but you don't come close. Cause you know I'm the one that flow. You done ran 100 miles, but you still got one to go. With the LENCHMOB and y'all disgrace to CPT. Cause you get fucked out your green by a white boy with no Vaseline. The bigger the cat, the bigger the pillage. Who gives a fuck about a punk ass villain? You're getting fucked real quick and easy dick. It's smelling like MC Ren shit. Tried to tell you a year ago, but Willie D told me to let a hoe be a hoe, so I couldn't stop you from getting ganked. Now let's play big bank, take little bank. Tried to diss Ice Cube, it wasn't worth it cause the broomstick fits your ass so perfect. Cut my hand, I cut them balls, cause I heard you like giving up the draws. Gang bang by your manager, fella, getting money out your ass like a motherfucking ready teller. Giving up the dollar bills, now they got the villain with a purse and high heels. So don't believe what Ren say, cause he's going out like Tooth the Kid. But I got a whip for you, Toby. Used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. It's a case of divide and conquer, cause you let a Jew break up my crew. House nigga gotta run and hide, yelling Compton, but you moved to Riverside. So don't front, MC Ren, cause I remember when you drove a B210, broke as a motherfucking joke. Let you on the scene to back up the first team. It ain't my fault, one nigga got smart and they ripping your asshole apart by taking your grin. Oh yeah, the villain does get fucked with no Vaseline. I never have dinner with the president. I never have dinner with the president. I never have dinner with the president. And when I see your ass again, I'll be hesitant. Now I think you a snitch. Throw a house nigga in a ditch. Half pint bitch, fucking your homeboys, you little maggot. Easy E turn faggot with your manager, fella. Fucking MC Ren, Dr. Dre, and Yella. But if they were smart as me, Easy E'll be hanging from a tree with no Vaseline. Just a match and a little bit of gasoline. Light 'em up, burn 'em up, flame on, so that Jericho is gone. On a permanent vacation, off the massive plantation. Heard you both got the same bank account, dumb nigga. What you thinking about? Get rid of that devil real simple. Put a bullet in his